Guys, welcome back to the channel. So many of you have reached out to me and you've wanted my help to transition your fragrance wardrobe from summer to fall. And now I know many of you have reached out and said, listen, here's the issue. Here's the problem I'm having is that I want to get into my deep, heavy, thick, rich, dense fragrances, but the weather isn't really quite there yet for those profiles. What do you have in store? What could you recommend? And I thought, you know what? I received enough of these comments and messages to throw together a video here for you. Now, what I wanted to do here was give you a mix because I know some of you have been saying, hey, listen, like appreciate the niche recommendations, but it would be nice to have some designers in the mix. So I definitely have designers in the mix here. See, I'm going to do things a little bit different. Instead of complaining about new releases and how terrible they are, I want to give you some recommendations on designers that maybe you haven't heard of before. A cheapy gem is in here as well. Of course, there's going to be some niche options here for you. Variety was the key here to the video. Well, mainly the key was to help you guys that have been messaging me, that have been commenting, wanting me to do a video or give you recommendations of fragrances that are perfect to transition your fragrance wardrobe from summer to fall. I have a great list of 10 amazing fragrances that are going to do that for you. Utilize this video as a guide. You're going to love it. Keep watching. The first fragrance up, guys, is a hidden gem. Nobody talks about this fragrance anymore. This is from Cartier, and this is Déclaration. This is the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Toilette here. This was launched back in 2000. This was launched back in 1998. I believe Jean-Claude Elena is the nose behind this masterful creation. This, along with the messages that I was talking about that I received, comments, things like that, were altogether were the inspiration of this video. So I forgot about this fragrance. I forgot how good this stuff is. So this fragrance here is all about this. I believe it's mandarin and bitter orange doing its thing up top when the fragrance opens. Now, don't think of this as like photorealistic freshness or citrus freshness. There is a fresh aura that the combination of citruses creates. But mainly what this fragrance is about is you have coriander, you have cumin, you have nutmeg here. So very spicy, very fresh with those citrus ingredients like I was saying. And I put an emphasis on the citrus ingredients because they run throughout the entire course of the fragrance, right? So again, you have that. You have the spices running throughout the heart of the fragrance that also will carry throughout the wearing of the scent. And then you have base notes like cedar, so woody, touch earthiness, maybe a little bit of powderiness coming from the florals. Just a beautiful scent that nobody talks about, including myself. And I've done you a disservice for not speaking about this scent in probably about a year, maybe even 2 years on the channel since I've last featured this. But I wore this to work yesterday and I received 2 unsolicited compliments. One was from a coworker, one from a client. And I have to tell you guys this story real quick. When I sprayed this on in the morning, I said to myself, my God, I smell so good. And like that kind of gets your day going. You know what I mean? When you know you smell great and then you walk into wherever you work or, a store or, a friend that you're visiting or something like that. And they say, wow, you smell really good. It kind of like gives you that reassurance. Like I knew I smelled good a few hours ago and thank you for confirming the fact that I do smell great. This is a great one, guys. And just because nobody is talking about it doesn't mean that it's great. It is a great scent. I'm recommending it here for you to check out. Get your nose on this one. Try it. Sample it if you can. But I'm telling you right now, this stuff right here, fantastic, lasts all day. I get an easy 8 hours out of this scent. It is not something that's going to scream and project like crazy. It gives enough of a projection that people will definitely smell you while not being so, obnoxious or anything like that. Again, perfect for work settings when you want to go out. If you're going on a date, this is a nice date scent. It's very pleasant. Again, with the different aromas that are going on in here. But once again, guys, Cartier's Déclaration, a perfect one for you to check out. Great for this transitional time of the season. That down below. But the next fragrance is from Amouage, and this is Reflection 45. So we go right from a more affordable fragrance to a very high-end, luxurious, expensive fragrance. So you guys know that have been around the channel. I absolutely love Reflection, man. It was my first niche purchase. I love it. I love it for its musky powderiness, that little bit of juniper. So what they've done with Reflection 45, right, and the difference, because you still have that floral heart, you still have the jasmine, you still have the orris, you still have the powderiness to the scent. See, what they've done here is they've added myrrh, they've added olibanum, so it's a bit smoky. I don't get much of the church incense touches that Interlude would have, or anything like in that sort of a realm from Amouage. That just gives it this nice, slightly smoky quality, almost like an incensey type of vibe, which contrasts perfectly with the powdery, fresh florals. You do still have that juniper smell in here. Just a fantastic, earthy, woody scent. I do detect a touch of leather. I don't believe that leather is credited here as a note, but there is a light leathery facet that I feel with the fragrance. Maybe it's just kind of this accord that the blending of the ingredients accidentally creates, but I definitely get that. But needless to say, this is a much more rich, densely concentrated fragrance version of Reflection Man, which this is a flanker of anyway, except with this one you have that added depth, you have added spiciness, and the floral touches are definitely amplified here. Overall, I do prefer this over Reflection. I do think Reflection Man, the original, is more versatile, but this is perfect for the transitional time of the year. I'm not quite sure. I may still include this on my fall recommendations list. I was thinking about something different from Amouage, but we'll see how that pans out. But guys, if you have not checked out Reflection 45, you need to. This is just such an elegant scent, and I actually fell in love with this when they first launched the Exceptional Extraits. And I was dying to add this one to my collection a couple years back, and unfortunately at that point I just didn't have the ability to. And right now I can tell you I'm very happy to have this in my collection, and I will be wearing a ton of this stuff in the fall. One that does last all day. Once again, kind of like with Déclaration, this isn't a potent beast. It definitely is a little bit more loud than the original Reflection Man. But my God, when it comes to elegance and sophistication and just that added depth that I think was the missing link to the original Reflection Man, is captured perfectly here, guys. So Reflection 45 from Amouage, a beautiful, exceptional fragrance that'll have you smelling great in this transitional season from summer to fall. So check it out. Every fall season, I talk about this one and I said, you know what? Forget about fall. Forget about waiting 2 weeks to a month. This needs to be spoken about here and now. This is Burberry Touch. Burberry Touch, a very affordable fragrance. This is a 3.4 ounce bottle. I think maybe you can get this for $40 bucks. It's been a while since I looked up pricing on this one. But what you have here is I'm going to call it a woody spicy fragrance. I think it's classified as a woody floral or something like that, but I get more emphasis on the white pepper for the spice. There's artemisia in here. There is violet leaf, adding this ozonic quality to it. It's powdery. It's a touch floral. It's spicy for sure. You have woody notes in here as well as cedar. Cedar is going to come up quite a bit here. It already did once. Oh man, this stuff is amazing. I absolutely love this stuff. This is one of those fragrances that I wore a bunch in the mid-2000s, like from 2005 to 2009. This was one of my signature scents. Absolutely love this stuff to this day. Unfortunately, it doesn't get as many wears because the collection has grown since then. But man, oh man, this stuff is fantastic. If you're looking for one of those easy reach fragrances that it will have you smelling great, and again, you want a little bit of an airy quality because you're not looking for something so heavy and thick and dense, this is a great one. Lasts about 6 to 7 hours. Not the strongest fragrance in the world, but that's okay because you can wear it whenever you want. Office, dates, going out, hanging out with friends, whatever, you name the scenario and occasion, and it would most likely work for those occasions. Once again, guys, that is Burberry, or this is, wait a second. I have to tell you one thing I always tell you guys. When you're putting on a sweater or a sweater vest, wear this. This is a sweater weather type of scent. All right, now we'll finish it off. This is Burberry Touch. Next up, Tom Ford's Ombré Leather Parfum. This wasn't a love at first sniff for me. In fact, I was a bit disappointed. I was a bit let down because What I was anticipating at first glimpse, and this is what I dislike about first impressions videos. However, you guys are going to see a first impressions fall haul video very soon. But if you go back and watch that video, right, I was pretty disappointed with this scent off first rip. And that's just because I was expecting a little bit of a departure from the ombre leather that I was used to, you know, the eau de parfum. That's what I was anticipating. That didn't happen. But guess what? I kept wearing it and I kept going back to it. I love the note of leather. I kept going back to it. I kept rediscovering the appreciation for this fragrance. I do still prefer the eau de parfum, but this, perfect for this weather we're in right now. That crisp coolness is in the air. There's still a bit of warmth there, but it's cool and crisp enough to where you could start wearing leathers, especially this one. The reason is the florals. I love florals. You guys know this. And the way that they've done that with this scent is just perfection. I absolutely love this stuff. It is really, really great. Aside from the leather here, you have orris, woody notes. You have a bit of tobacco, some violet leaf in here. Again, with that ozonic quality that contrasts beautifully with the white floral ingredients, right? Now, the one thing about this is, and this is what threw me off on the first impressions, was the note, that fruity, like raspberry-like feel that the eau de parfum had. I detect it in this. I know they don't credit it in any database that I could find, but I definitely pick it up here. I get that familiar, Tom Ford ombre leather smell here. Now I've come to appreciate, love it. That's why I'm recommending it for you to check out and try. This stuff is really, really great. I love this stuff. It's really nice. Now, what I love about this one too is the way it performs. It does wear a little bit heavier. It does wear a little bit more on the dense side, being that it's a parfum concentration. That's what you would expect, and that's what you get. You're going to get all-day performance. This is not a screamer. It's not a beast. It's very, very smooth. It's a smooth blend. It's not a rough and tumble sort of leather. It's a smooth, clean leather smell, very reminiscent to new car leather jacket. Those are kind of the things that it reminds me of. Just a great fragrance all in all. If you have not checked out Ombre Leather Parfum, definitely check it out. Tom Ford, Ombre Leather Parfum. The next fragrance that is perfect for this transitional season from summer to fall is Hacivat by Nishane. I know, listen, it's been talked about a bunch. I absolutely love this. I love Creed Aventus as well. These do not smell identical in the least bit. I've had a 2018 Creed Aventus batch, and I have a newer batch that you guys are going to hear about momentarily. They do not smell anything alike. If you want to say that this is their take on Hacivat or on Aventus, that's fine. Here you have that pineapple, that grapefruit. You have cedar, patchouli. You have a little bit of jasmine. Heavy on the oak moss. You guys have to be fans of oak moss because you're going to get a bunch of oak moss here. It's very earthy. It's very damp. And yeah, it just has that mossy greenness that you would come to expect from a chypre. I think chypres are perfect to wear in this time throughout the fall. I wear my chypre fragrances all year long, to be quite honest with you. I love the genre. But this is another good way, too, to kind of tiptoe or step your way into the chypre genre if you're not familiar with that style of fragrance, which I feel is like a distant cousin to the Fougère family. But anyway, with this fragrance here, you have that freshness from the fruits at the top, the grapefruit, the pineapple. You have that woodiness from the cedarwood again, and the patchouli oak moss combo is just beautiful. This is a powerhouse. If you are going to wear this into the office, no more than 2 sprays with this going to last all day, 10, 12 hours, easy. It is a beastly performer, a compliment getter, highly versatile. I love Hacivat. So many others love it too. I know some of you out there in the audience are going to comment and say how much that you love or dislike. It is a bit of a polarizing scent, but man, when it comes to this time of year and that scent, I just can't stop smelling it. I'm addicted to this stuff. I absolutely love it, guys. So if you have not yet checked out Hacivat from Nishane, if you like this type of a profile, I think that this is a staple piece in every man's wardrobe. Definitely a must-try for sure. That's Hacivat from Nishane. The next fragrance up comes from the brand of Sense of Wood. No, this is not Plum In Cognac. I absolutely love Plum In Cognac. It's a great boozy plum fragrance. I'm going to be talking about here patchouli and rye. Patchouli and Rye is this beautiful rose patchouli fragrance that really, in my humble opinion, guys, stands amongst the best when it comes to rose patchouli type fragrances. So when I'm thinking of that style, I'm thinking of fragrances like Portrait of a Lady from Fredrico Parfums. I'm thinking of Amouage Lyric Man. I'm thinking of La Douleur Exquise from Les Abstraits. I'm thinking of Tom Ford Noir de Noir. Just to name a few. Patchouli and Rye, in my humble opinion, goes right up there with those fragrances. So here you have pink pepper, you have geranium, rose, patchouli, touch of vanilla. Stuff is absolutely beautiful. It is magic in the air. The scent trail that this leaves behind you is just heavenly. It's about a 7 to 8 hour fragrance. Nothing too crazy, nothing too pungent and powerful. But when people smell this on you, they're going to want to know what you're wearing because it is an attention-getting scent. This is one of those situations where people don't smell fragrances like this. So when they smell this, they get excited and they want to know what you're wearing. And trust me when I tell you, this is a great fragrance for this time of year, but it is not one that's just limited for a couple of months. None of these are. This one you can wear throughout the course of fall, winter, spring even. Just a great, great scent. And if you love that combo of rose and patchouli, you definitely have to check out this scent here. Once again, this is Patchouli and Rye from Scents of Wood. The next fragrance up on this list today is going to be Sudu Te from Perfumology. These bottles are just gorgeous. I love these new bottles. This was kindly gifted to me by Near Guy himself when I visited Perfumology just a few months ago. I love this stuff. It's a beautiful take on tea. And this is perfect for this time of year because you do have fresh components along with tea, some spicy and woody elements in this fragrance that just work together to create magic. It is a long-lasting, powerful extrait de parfum concentration. And yeah, if you love tea, this is definitely a must-try, I would say at least. So here we have mango, lychee, mandarin, cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, white tea, jasmine, sambac, frangipani, orchid, cardamom, coriander, aquatic notes, coconut wood, benzoin, Australian sandalwood. So as you could see, you have a bunch of different fresh ingredients there, contrasted with florals, with tea, with some warm spices there, and woods. This fragrance does smell like you are sniffing on fresh tea leaves in the cool, crisp air. That's what I get when I spray this one on. I could definitely smell the cool, crisp air. I'm preparing my tea. I'm going to make a cup of tea. So maybe it's giving you the idea of, kind of preparing tea, but it's cool outside, and maybe you want to sit outside and drink your hot beverage. That's kind of what it is. But again, I don't want you to think that this is a fresh tea. It's not. It's more of a leafy tea experience. Not herbal, but that leafy tea. You tea connoisseurs will know exactly what I'm talking about. A very fresh floral fragrance with a bit of spice and some woods in there. Sudu Te is a phenomenal tea-based scent that, again, just works perfectly with those fresh, spicy, and woody components. This is perfect for anything, really fits any kind of scenario, whether it be office or whether it be casual days or, an evening out. This will work just perfectly fine in any of those situations and scenarios there. This is Sudu Te from Perfumology, perfumed by my good buddy Justin Fredrico. I love this stuff. Definitely get yourself a sample and check this one out. Let's talk about a 1993 Jacques Polish creation. This is Chanel Platinum Egoiste. Platinum Egoiste. What a phenomenal fougere this is. Very unique too, because it takes a barbershop fougere and adds this twist of this metallic nuance here. Very, very interesting. But as you would expect from a fougere, you do have lavender here, along with rosemary, neroli petitgrain, some geranium, a touch of clary sage, and you do have oak moss, vetiver, cedar, sandalwood, and some amber as well. The amber here, a little bit of warmth that is needed. I feel, again, just works perfectly with the aromatics, with the green nuances, that fougere heart that this have. The lavender here, as I oftentimes say, has a bit of a cold feel, which fits that, this transitional weather perfectly. And this is just fantastic. My only gripe with this fragrance is its performance. This is about a 6-7 hour fragrance, something like that. Nothing too crazy. It's not gonna, it's not one of those fragrances that's gonna reach out, and grab people from 3 feet away or anything like that. But I will tell you this, you will smell fantastic when rocking this juice. And the nice thing, you can go right into your department store, like a local Macy's or something like that, and just try this one before committing. I think when it comes to mainstream designers, this is one of the best designer releases that you could find out there on the counter. Maybe I'm a bit biased because I'm a fan of fougères. I do think in my heart of hearts that every man should own one fougère. And if this is the one that you own and the only one, I'm not mad. And if this is the one that starts you down the journey that is the fougère fragrance genre, I wouldn't be mad either, because this is a great example of a fougère that stands the test of time. 1993 wasn't like a day ago, you know what I mean? It stood the test of time. It's been around for 25 plus years, and it will continue to be around for that long. Geez, it's been like 30 years, 31 years, right? So yeah, just a great fragrance, one that I encourage you to get your nose on. This is Chanel's Platinum Egoiste, perfect from summer to fall, the transitional season. I know that we have some freshie fanatics out there that love their freshies and slowly dip their toes in the fall fragrances. I'm just messing around. Freshie Squad, hashtag Freshie Squad. If you're out there, check out Bois Imperial from Essential Parfum. Now, when it comes to affordable niche fragrances, everybody says Montal and Mancera are the go-tos for that. I don't think so. Not really anymore. Ever since Essential Parfums catalog has grown, I think this is going to become like a sleeper brand that they're like 2 or 3 releases away from being in that same conversation. Honestly, I think they are. With this release here and Patchouli Mania, both, 2 of my favorites from the line, great fragrances, affordable prices, great lasting power, and amazing scents like Bois Imperial. Let's talk about it. So here we have Akigala wood, we have woody notes and vetiver, basil, Timur, ambroxan, and patchouli. All in all, this is a beautiful woody spicy scent with a bit of a freshness. Will remind you of some sort of citrus combo, maybe a little bit of orange, grapefruit, something like that kind of a combo there. Vetiver for sure. The ambroxan to me helps amplify that vetiver, because I find that the ambroxan utilized here, this is Perfume by Quentin Biche, or as I like to call him, Quentin Biche, please. If you know, you know. Anyway, yeah, so the ambroxan here amplifies that vetiver quality, and what I mean by that, it's this dry, woody component. I feel like ambroxan by itself is a little dry, woody, amber-like. Vetiver has a similar quality to me, so I feel like the two play off of each other. Also, that ambroxan is adding to the spicy quality of the scent as well. A beautiful, easy to wear, easy to enjoy fragrance. So I was not hip to the hype when it came to Bois Imperial right here. I sprayed this on a tester strip, fell in love with the opening, waited a few minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes, applied it to skin. It was a winner. And guys, I think you will find out that will probably happen to you as well when you try Bois Imperial or Bois Imperial from Essential Parfum. Definitely get your nose on this one, guys. It's worth checking out and exploring. Once again, not super beastly, but one that will last you all of, even more than 8 hours, at least minimum. Just a great overall easy wear type of scent that is great for the transition from summer to fall. Next one. And the last one is, you guys know this, it's Creed Aventus. How in the hell can you put Creed Aventus and Hacivat in the same video? Well, I just did. This is a newer F batch. You could see by the black cap there. This is one of those click-on metal caps. So, what do I experience with this? Because the folks that know Aventus, but they're on the fence about getting a bottle of this And maybe you've never smelled Aventus, or maybe your only experience with Aventus is a cologne. Let's be real. Is it pretty easy to duplicate this scent here? Yes, it is. Why do I own a bottle of this? Because I love this particular DNA. And if you've never smelled it before, or just some, form of it, and you want to try the real thing, go ahead and try it. Now, with this one, I get that pineapple, that fruity freshness, a bit tart, some vetiver for sure. You have that ambergris, that musky ambergris here. Now, they credit birch, and they also talk about smoky nuances. I don't get any smoke out of this whatsoever. I get this fresh, clean, zesty citrus tone. Again, perhaps a little bit of orange, grapefruit sort of feel. Not saying that those notes are in here. I'm just saying, the feeling, the vibe that I get, along with that grapefruit smell, pineapple smell that Aventus is known for. You get a bit of that birch quality, but it's more woody, not as smoky as the older batches used to be. I don't get any smoke from this. Patchouli, but it's more of a earthy patchouli style here. Again, nothing smoky, nothing challenging. Overall, just very fresh, very kind of mass appealing. But I want to say in a unique way, but honestly, there's so many different ways to smell like Creed Aventus that it's not unique. But there's something about Creed Aventus that's still so damn special, and I think everybody needs to try the original version of Creed Aventus by the brand of Creed. I just think it's an amazing scent. 2 years ago, I called it overrated. Now I'm like, I don't know, man. This stuff is pretty freaking remarkable, and I've been loving it. You guys know, like, I crush this stuff in the summer. I crush this scent. I love Aventus cologne, and I've been digging the Eau de Parfum. I'm so glad to have this once again in my collection, because I did finish my 2018 batch. But if you are interested in the F batches of the newer Creed Aventus, they are great, but you're not going to get those smoky elements. I forgot to mention, you do get a bit of vanilla in here. You do definitely get a noticeable amount, noticeable enough for you to smell it, vanilla in here as well. I did forget to mention that, and I apologize for that. But all in all, Creed Aventus, man, I absolutely love this stuff. It's great, perfect for this transitional period, because you have those woody, earthy touches, a hint of spice with the ginger, and the freshness of the fruity, juicy, tart citruses like pineapple, maybe perhaps a little bit of orange and grapefruit, just kind of, giving you an idea or a vibe, if you will. Creed Aventus F batch, are they worth it? Yes, they are. Here's the deal. Performance, I go anosmic to this about the first hour in. It's kind of always been that way with Aventus. So that's just me personally. How long does it last? I get home after an 8-9 hour workday, and I'm still getting wafts of it here and there. So I would go as far to say I at least get 7 to 8 hours out of this fragrance here. If that sounds worth it to you, go grab it. Definitely sample it first. I don't recommend blind buying anything on this list or that I ever talk about. Be smart about it. Go sample the fragrances. Check them out. If they're worth it to you, buy them. If they're not worth it to you, at least you tried. But I'm telling you right now, this list of 10 phenomenal transitional fragrances to have you smelling fantastic from summer to fall, while we're in this transitional point here before we get knee deep into fall or further or deeper into fall. These all smell great in my view. In my book, these all smell great. That's why I own a bottle of them, and that's why I'm sharing them on as recommendations to you. So that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you took something of value from this. Please don't forget to show your love for don't forget to show your love for me. Support the channel by hitting a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications, and be a real one. Share this video out with your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody that can use the information that I share with you valuable. Maybe you get entertained too. It's kind of a nice little combo that I throw at you. But anyway, guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Peace.